It's the win. Listen, laugh, and learn and understand. Hope, believe that you can. It's the Women's Information Network. It's the win.
Welcome to the Win Show. We are so glad you joined us. I'm Paula Fellingham, CEO of the Women's Information Network, thewinonline.com. We're the online home for all women, all ages, a community of women helping women. Our hosts are Heather Anderson, she's a runner-up for Miss USA, Laura Lee Christensen is the Executive Vice President of the WIN, and Kim Coles is an actress, a comedian, and a speaker. Our guest today is Bonnie Ross-Parker. Let me ask you a question right off the bat. How often have you been told, you should write a book? And how often have you thought about doing it, but you dismissed the idea because you didn't think that what you had to share had enough value, was good enough? Well, Bonnie encourages women to become published authors and much more. Bonnie, welcome to the show.
Oh, it's so fun to be here. Thanks, Paula. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you.
Okay, I have to interrupt. I'm so sorry. Before we started shooting, she told us that her husband wrote a book called Grandpa Does Grandma, and we have to talk about this. That was the greatest thing I've ever heard.
You got to plug your husband's book.
All right,
have to plug
a quick plug. Thank you very much. My husband's 70 and I'm 65, and he frequents a bookstore, and this young woman who he knows that always serves him his Starbucks coffee in the morning said, Phil, I got to ask you a question. How old are you? And he said, I'm going to be 70 on my next birthday. And she said, well, now that you're 70 and you can't have sex anymore, what do you do for fun? So he came home and he told me, and I said, well, what are you going to do about it? He said, darn it all, I'm going to write a book about it. And so he did. Grandpa Does Grandma. It's grandpadoesgrandma.com.
Funny.
It's funny. He says the sequel is going to be Grandma Gets Even.
All right.
I love it. I love it.
So maybe we should get more on
Let's talk
task
about
here.
writing a book on
Sorry.
task. No, that was fun.
All right, thank you.
Tell us what you mean when you say that stories are what sell.
Well, that sold, didn't it?
That did sell.
Okay.
That was a story.
Well, you know
I
what?
was sold. I'm going to
I mean, a lot of women talk with me about writing a book. And, you know, we know the Chicken Soup for the Soul series, and we know other books. You know, you don't have to climb Mount Everest to write a book, or you don't have to get, stuck in the forest for a week and write a book, or have something catastrophic that happens to you. But, everyone is here for a journey, a purpose. And one of the things about writing a book is that your story is important. What you have to say is important. What you share is important.
Absolutely.
How you lived your life is important. Yes. And we never know who we're going to inspire by our story. And it's the stories that sell others on making a difference in their life, stepping up their game, choosing to change career, or just sort of doing that introspection of, what is it about my life that I would leave that would be a legacy for me? So I encourage women to do that.
I love that.
Now, what if you're not a writer? What if you're not good at writing, but you have a story inside of you that just wants to come out?
And it's actually a good point, because there are a lot of women that the thought of just putting something on paper is either scary or keeps them from moving forward.
I am that woman.
Paper. So you can dictate. That's one way you can do it. You can get a ghostwriter that can help you. The other thing that you can do is you can get a writing coach that just sort of encourages you and keeps you going and keeps you in the game. I wouldn't want anyone to not write their story because they're afraid of the actual written word. Yes. I would rather that they get the help or the support they need in order to do it. And there is so much satisfaction in writing your own story. So those are some of the additional aids you can do. You can dictate, you can get a writing coach, you can get a ghostwriter and just share with the ghostwriter who will ultimately write your book.
That's great. So what are some of the top reasons for writing a book?
Okay, credibility. Okay. That's one great reason, especially if you're a businesswoman. And of course, my program is all about business. So credibility. Another way is another reason to write a book is to be an expert. Who's a better expert on your life than you? So writing it creates expertise. It's a great gift. You write a book and then you can gift it. You can gift it to clients, potential clients. You speak at conferences or you're invited to events and you can gift the book. But I think one of the biggest reasons to write a book is for your own personal satisfaction. To know that you did it, that you accomplished it, that you set out to do something and you made a decision and you did it. And I will tell you, ladies, when you get that box of books at your front door, delivered to you by UPS, and you open it up and you see your cover and your name and your dedication and your thoughts and your ideas and your story on paper, It's a high like you can't imagine. There's just so much satisfaction in stepping out and doing it.
You know, Kim and I were just talking about this. I said, you are so writing a book. And she said, I'm going to.
And I've written one, but I did the old-fashioned way. I was fortunate enough to have an agent and had a publishing company give me a lovely advance. And I had the hardcover and the softcover version and did the book tour. And there's a whole lot that goes into it. So how does someone who maybe can't get the big, the big guys to
like me,
for the,
like me.
No, I mean,
that's okay.
This next time I might not go that route because all the decisions were theirs.
It's true.
I wanted
you
to
do not have control.
Let's talk about self-publishing.
The good news is on getting something published is you did get the advance, so you were motivated to get it done. Okay, and there's a lot of sort of ego attached.
But I would do it differently this time and keep the control.
You keep the control. You have your own title. You have your own book cover. It's yours. Okay, and you go through the process, and like anything else, when you go through the process yourself, you get the publishing company, you get somebody to edit it, you get your illustrator, you get all of the components together. It's just terrific, you know. And then, like you said, you have control. When you are published, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to promote it. You still have to market your own book. You still have to get it out there. So why not do it for yourself? And if money isn't the factor, but the message is more important to you than the actual money, then I would say self-publishing is a great way to go. And there's great books and there's great resources for individuals.
That's
that
amazing.
want to
I didn't even know
self-publish.
you could self-publish, so that's incredible.
Yeah. All of our books are self-published. We did them ourselves. As a matter of fact, I have a publishing company, and I named it after my mom. My mom's name is Lillian, and it's Lily Publishing after her, and I dedicated my first book to her through my publishing company for her 80th birthday. So see, there's a lot of things you can do that you would not have control over if somebody else was in charge.
Absolutely right.
Well, Kim, my birthday's coming up, so I'm waiting for this book. I'm excited about it.
And I know there's an author, a speaker that I know that gives books out instead of business cards. Because how many people throw away business cards, but you're never going to throw away a book, and it gets him more business, and it's a great loss leader.
And it can be pretty reasonable. You know, there's now systems that weren't always there, which is print on demand. They call it POD, print on demand. Print on demand, when you work with certain printing agencies, you can order 1 book, 5 books, 10 books, 20 books, 100 books. They will print it on the demand that you have. So it has become more affordable. And what better gift for somebody than maybe cost you $4, even if you don't make a penny on it. I mean, the power of it is so much more than if you were to, have it published by somebody else. You have no control over it, and you wouldn't give them away because you are under contract, with them.
You are inspiring. I think I'm going to write a book.
Well, I'd love to help you.
Great, I'll take you up on that.
All right. Well, we'll make a commitment to do that.
I love that. And another reason is to leave a legacy.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Leave something behind.
You.
Even with my mom, I mean, the fact that there's a book that's dedicated to my mom, who's now 86, that will live for as long as my kids perpetuate it, or and it's not something that one would be able to do ordinarily. But her name is in it, and wherever it goes, she's there, which is great.
So in your show, are you going to help people through the process of writing? Is that?
No, I'm not really. I offered to do that, but I'm not sure that's what I want to do. But through the show, I'm really encouraging women. I mean, my show, as you know, is Business Plus, Real Ideas for Real Results. And if somebody wanted to, really pursue that and got in touch with me, I might do some programming around that. And actually, that's a good idea. Maybe have some segments where I can begin to encourage our audience to tell their story, tell their story.
And that is actually something that the Women's Information Network is going to offer down the road to help women create their products, create their information empires. Oh, we have loved being with you.
Thank you. Thank you, Paula. And it's
much.
fun to be part of the win. It really is. I'm excited to be here and excited for all the possibilities in the future. It's going to be awesome.
Wonderful.
It's a great ride.
It is going to be awesome.
Yeah,
We're glad you're a woman of the win.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. We invite you all to go to thewinonline.com, where you're always going to get solutions, share ideas, and connect with amazing women like this worldwide. So let's live joyfully with passion and purpose. Have a wonderful day.
It's the Women's Information Network. It's the win.